I almost made the dumbest decision. My dream truck, the G Wheeler, I almost sold last week. In fact, I got so close, I reached out to Jack, Little Handigan from Bring a Trailer. He's the guy I feature. I said, if you're looking for a G Wagon, go talk to Jack, check his listings. He's got incredible Gs. And the reason was I wanted an adventure mobile. I wanted a vehicle that was a pickup. I almost sold this for a GMC Sierra, given it was the AT4 XAEV, but I wanted a pickup so I could throw my bike in the back, I could camp in the back. Well, I decided to turn my G-Wheeler into a pickup. That's right, and that's what I'll be doing in this video. Hey, welcome back. My name's Adam, and I run this channel for the love of G. I had a mental health crisis for about a day, but don't worry, I'm back. So subscribe to the channel for more G content, and let's rock and roll. We're gonna turn this G-Wagon into the ultimate overlanding setup. Yes, if you have a G-Wagon and you want to take it camping, overlanding, or doing adventures, one of the limiting factors is space. So here I am at Alliance Auto Care with Joe. Joe.
Hey guys.
And Joe is helping me out today because I have not enough room in the back seat. So Joe's ripping the seats out. So
Absolutely. Yeah. So follow along, guys. We're going to pull the back seats out of the truck. I'm going to show you how to do it. You have simple hand tools is all you need, and a Ziploc baggie to keep track of all your spares. So Adam's going to talk. I'm going to work. Enjoy.
yeah, while Joe gets started, I got to take you on a quick shop tour. So Joe's the G-Wagon expert here, and you've seen me you've seen him on the channel. We're to shop Alliance Auto Care. He specializes in G-Wagon. There's a sick one, there's a sick one, and there's a whole lot of sick ones behind me. But while he gets started, I just want to tour you through because we have actually 3 G-Wagons here that all came here because of YouTube. So one of which I'm going to pop into. This is a really sick rig we have right behind me. So by the way, if this is your rig and you're watching, how cool is that? This is getting, as we speak, a command center upgrade, and Joe just got this power bank installed in the back seat. These rear seats were also pulled, and we also have, which actually I'll close those doors in a second, this G63 that was sent by another shop where they couldn't figure out what was going on, and then another G63, third one in for the day. So the reason that I want to pull these rear seats is because I just don't have enough room. So Joe's first step, as you've seen here, is to roll the seats forward to get them out of the way, and then they're gonna unbolt down at the bottom. You can see my dog's riding back, but we're gonna open this up to have a boatload of space. One of my issues is I keep all my stuff on my back seats, and then my dogs are in the back, which means I have no back seat. And the last time I went out, I had to put the grill on it, and it was just kind of a pain in the butt. So, Joe, talk us through what's going on here.
Okay, so first thing first is get yourself organized. And this is where you need to have your basic hand tools and your bag to catch everything. And once you have the seats up, I'm assuming everyone kind of knows how to do that, but I'll walk you through that.
Yeah.
We're popping off all these plastic covers. We put them all together. There's two per joint here. And just put them in a Ziploc baggie. Keep everything cataloged because ultimately you're going to want to use it again in the future. So
Maybe.
Okay. Now, once you have all that stuff off, you're going to look down here. You're going to see we've got a hydraulic cylinder and we've got a key mounting point back here, and it's all held on with these goofy little Zeus fasteners.
Let's flip it around and see if we can't see it.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not a Zeus fastener. It's called something else, but there's 2 parts. You got to
correct it in the comments below.
Please. I don't know what they're called. Anyway, goofy clip. So we're going to pull that off. We're going to pull this off, but you have to do it for every single one. And then you can physically pull the seat out. You've also got a couple little electrical connectors that are going to become painfully obvious as soon as we lift the seat up. There's enough slack in there that allows you to access it and disconnect them. So that's where you want to be.
Yeah. And as you can see, the electrical connectors, we got heated rear seats right here. So that's what those are for. I'm going to be keeping these seats and bringing them back, but let's talk through another reason why I want these seats out. I am driving down to Jack over at Jack Wagon Overlanding, who makes, by the way, the very best lift springs ever. I have them on both trucks. And in fact, this other G that they're working on in the shop has the factory ride height springs, which I'll show you with Fox 2.0s. Hey, Joe, that's got the Jack Wagon factory ride height springs, right?
It does, yeah.
It
Let
does.
me show you how to do this real quick.
All right, hold on. We're going to do a quick.
So what you want to do here is for the shock, you open it up a little bit, grab your hammer, give it a little tap, and then I use a punch just to put your fingers in, don't lose it. Boom. Now you have it. Again, put that back in there, put it in the bag, and that's part of the equation. So I have 2 more to go. I'm going to go ahead and I use a pocket screwdriver just because it's easy.
I'm going to pop on the other side. He says he just uses a pocket screwdriver. And by the way, I was about to do this in my old Jeep. I remember pulling the seats, and I was like, man, this is really simple. And then I got back here, and I was like, this is kind of a puzzle to get it all going.
Yeah, it's going out is the easy part, guys. So once you get this out, you're like, oh man, it only took 10 minutes. You know, I can do anything. Going in, it's going to take you an hour.
Yeah.
Just heads up.
The reason that I don't know if they'll ever go back in. But yeah, so let's go back to this truck here. I want to show you the Jack Wagon springs are on this one as well. So this is another YouTube viewer that sent his rig over to Joe's shop here. And by the way, Joe's contact info is below. Joe does not sponsor this channel. He has nothing to gain other than, well, of course he has something to gain. He's sending his stuff, but Joe's become a good friend of mine. So here, this rig, factory ride height, Jack Wagon Overlanding springs, Fox 2.0 shocks. And this is a very, very sweet looking rig. And Joe said you can squeeze about 32's factory ride height. Is about the most you can do it. And just for fun, if you know what that rig is in the background, drop that in the comments below. All right, because this is something special. So if you know what this is, drop it in the comments below. So one of these days, we're going to show you the rest of Joe's shop, because he's got another location for frame-off restorations for G Wagons. But anyway, Joe's almost there. And let's get back to one of the reasons I'm pulling the seats. So this bumper, this is an AFN bumper. By the way, AFN makes beautiful looking bumpers. However, the problem with their bumpers is they really aren't made to wheel hard. And as you can see, I have put this thing through the paces, and every time it's taken one of these hits, the bumper is severely misaligned. And you can tell. Look at the spacing by this light, and then let's go over this way. So it takes a bump and it gets bumped out of alignment. The rear is the same. And what I've gathered, and if someone at AFN feels differently, we try to reach out. It's really hard to find contact info. If that's my bad, please drop a comment below and I'll correct this. But at any rate, it seems like these things are made more for cosmetics rather than really wheeling hard. And on the rear bumper with the swing out, Joe and his team had to weld in a extra support because this rear bumper was bouncing all over the place. And if you can look up right in there, they basically created a way to tie the bumper into the factory hitch mount so it doesn't bounce around. So anyway, I'm driving down to Jack's shop, Jack Wagon Overlanding, and I'm getting one of his front bumpers because it's, as far as I understand, the most durable on the market. And he said, dude, I want you to beat on it and let me know how it goes. Similar to Henry over at 463 Industries, who hooked me up with these beadlock wheels. So I need to get this bumper back, and that's got to go in the back of my truck. So I'm pulling the seats to be able to put it in there. If you have any interest in purchasing this bumper, I will give you a screaming deal. I know that there's folks out there that maybe want a bumper. They're not going to wheel it really hard. Yeah, it's scratched, as you can see right here, and here, and here, little crack here. But hey, if you're looking for a build or you got something that maybe you are going to wheel and you just say, I'll deal with it, let me know. I will give you a song. All right, let's check it out with Joe. Joe, where are we? Do you need my hands now to lift things out?
Nope, just want to show this is an important step. So once you get the pins out of the side, you're going to notice there's these little plastic washers. They look like this. Pay attention to these. So grab a light. There's one per side, and one of them flew out of here, and I don't have a light on me, so once I get the seat out, I'll find it. But don't lose these little guys. Throw it in the bag. Now, right now, this seat is completely loose, but we talked about the electrical connectors, and I want to show you this so you don't permanently damage your truck. And if you look under here, aside from all the dog hair, gee whiz.
Yeah, sorry, I have two white dogs. They're really cute, though.
Is the connector for this, and you can kind of reach up in there and just pull it. Simple as that. You want to do that before you pull a seat so you don't break anything, and just kind of set it aside. Now, once you have that, you literally grab the seat and pull it out. So there you go.
Gym days for the win.
Right. So if you take a look down here, you're going to see you have these brackets, and this is where you can go option A or option B. You can leave it like this, and if you want to bolt a fridge or bolt a platform or something like that, you can use these as a mounting point. If you want, you can pull these pretty easily. Oh, there's one of my washers right there in the middle.
Found it.
Yep. You can, there's 4 bolts here. You can kind of pull up the carpet and get to it. Mm-hmm. I'll do this for the sake of the camera. But see what I mean? So
yeah.
There's your 4 bolts. They're 13 millimeter head. You can unbolt those and kind of pull up the carpet and pull these off to have a perfectly flush area. And that's a great option. For my wife's old truck with her rally rig, we actually pulled everything flat and laid a platform down that worked really, really well. So
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm going to do because my dogs will be back here and I don't want them getting cut on that.
right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll grab a wrench, I'll pull these out for Adam too and make it perfectly flat. But the nice part about that is when you're in here, if there is something you want to put, you've got 4 mounting points at each location to securely mount something. So if you want to do a fridge, if you want to do a platform, if you want to do a rail system, it's kind of nicely set up. You've got some base mounting points to go from. Now the other thing to keep in mind is once you've got the seats out of this truck, this piece of the carpet that we're seeing right here that tucks in just under here, that's where it ends. It's just right under here. So if you want, you can pull this entire piece of carpet up and have access to the bare floor if you want to put down grip tape or have it be a little bit more utilitarian. So keep that in mind. Kind of a cool option no one really talks about, but we do it all the time.
I want a bedliner back there. This is turning into my Jeep pickup.
Well, here's the other cool thing. Since we're here, you've got your little storage compartment here for your jack, the world's most useless jack. So, you know,
Yeah.
you can hide a 6-pack of beer, soda or yogurt in there. Tommy boy.
A 6-pack of yogurt.
But for you audiophiles out there, this is your subwoofer, is where it sits in this truck. And this is, like a Fisher-Price Tyco toy thing. It really sucks. So
The best part of G Wagons is how terrible the sound system is.
yeah. So number one thing people ask is, where is the subwoofer? How do we upgrade it? This is where it's at. From personal experience, you can fit a 10-inch shallow mount subwoofer in here, and actually the space works very nicely for that. So if that's something you want to do on your own and upgrade that, fully support that, just know that's where you want to put it on the long wheelbase truck.
Cool. Awesome. So anyway, I'll jump back into this video in just a second, and I'll show you what this looks like once we have all the seats out. All right, seats are out. So Joe popped the brackets out as well. And what's really neat, I had, like I said, a Jeep. It was actually a Jeep Liberty that I had lifted. It was a pretty fun vehicle way back when. But and I'm waiting for the hate comments below on that one. But one of the things when you pulled the seats out of that is it wasn't fully flat. So look at this. It is fully flat from back to front, and then even just right down here where your feet go is just a small little lip. So I was thinking, like many vehicles, that it would be a big slope and I'd have to build a platform like you see on the seat deletes on Tacomas and Jeeps and things like that. So I'm super pumped on this, and stay tuned. And by the way, if you want a front bumper, that AFN, drop a comment and shoot me an email, adam@gwheelin.com. So there it is. Now you got the perfect platform to build your dream overlanding build in your G Wagon. Look at that. The G Wagon pickup. So just got back, pulled everything out of here, and I cannot believe how flat and awesome it is. Yes, there's dog hair everywhere. I know. But the cool thing is that the back is totally flat. There is enough room for me, which I'm not tall, to fully lay down. Obviously, this is the only spot that's not fully flat. There's like a 2-inch lip here, but the amount of space back here is awesome. So we now have a G Wagon pickup. My wife Sheena saw this. She goes, "Let's do that trip to the Tetons. We can sleep back here." So adventure mobile in the making. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.